Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Rhonda M. Lawson, the queen of the Literary Lounge, and we want to thank you once again for joining us for another edition of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And we have a very special interview tonight with a young man named Robert Graham Jr., who is actually working on taking the literary world by storm. He has a special circumstance. I'm going to let him explain to you. But I'm very proud of this young man because he's taken a situation and he's made the best of it. He's doing something positive, and he's doing something that's going to take him even further once he is out of that situation. So I want to first introduce you. He's on the phone right now, Mr. Robert Graham Jr. How you doing, Robert?
Hi, Rhonda. I'm fine. And you?
Oh, I am wonderful. Thank you for asking. And thank you for doing the interview with us. I know the circumstances aren't ideal, but I'm really happy that you were able to make this happen.
So am I. It's an extraordinary moment.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I'm incarcerated, South Carolina Department of Corrections, Greenville, South Carolina. Have been so for the last 20 years. Got caught up in the world of crime and in my 20s, and out of it now, I've become a publisher as well as an author, and I'm aspiring to make a name for myself in every effort to rewrite penology and to show that you can still arise in any situation, no matter who you are or where you are.
Amen to that. Now, what made you decide to get into writing?
Actually, I started reading urban novel writers by former prisoners that were incarcerated like myself, such as Wahida Clark, Terry Woods, Vicky Stringers, Alfred A. Adams, who I actually did time with, who have since been released and went out into society and own companies and businesses, magazines, and things of that nature. So if I see you do it, I can do it.
Amen. Amen. And now, had you had a writing background prior to going to jail?
Absolutely not, Rhonda. No one in my family writes. Actually, to be honest with you, I hate writing.
Okay. Well, why do you hate it?
Well, being an author, characters, details, plot, storylines, it's different from writing a letter. Being an author, you always are concerned about your fans, your readers, and obviously, how it's going to sell and things of that nature. And then, I struggle so much because I try to be a different type of author than the urban novels that I've read thus far. So it's difficult trying to put another brand, another trademark to the urban novel industry. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge finding a quiet space, finding time alone, storylines. I mean, it's not that easy to write a page turner. I don't like to just write. If I'm going to write something, I want to write something that's going to make a riff or make a difference or at least be something that people can glean from.
No, I absolutely agree with that. And I commend you because you are taking the craft seriously. There are many people who see writing a book as a side hustle, so to speak. So many times they may not put the care and time that it takes to write a quality novel, even if it is going to be an urban fiction novel, it still deserves the same amount of quality and time that another person would put into their work. So I commend you on taking that time and taking it seriously.
I appreciate your commending. I think right now, predominantly in urban novels, from all the novels I've read, most of them just deal with love, sex, and marriage. And my interest now as an urban writer is to change the stigma and to change the format of the urban industry, because my stories, even though they are reality fiction, most people say they have teary eyes when they read my stories, specifically with this pimping preacher. I wrote it from my experience and background with being a PK's kid in ministry pretty much all my life, all my family, and I've seen a lot of things behind the scenes that most people just don't talk about. And so I got the opportunity to really put my spin on it in the story.
So would you say there's a little bit of yourself in your book?
Absolutely. I kid you not. A lot of the characters in Pimpin' Preachers, with Deacon Rollo, even Pastor Keesley, yeah, I'm not going to lie and prevaricate that I didn't have my moment, in sin. I mean, it's part of how I got incarcerated.
How long have you been in jail?
I'm going on 20 years now. I actually caught this sentence at 27 years old, and I had my 49th birthday, the 11th of this month, actually.
Wow. And when did you start writing? At what point during your incarceration did you decide to start writing?
Actually, I was able and honored to take a character-based class at the Perry Correction Institution in Greenville, South Carolina, where they had literary agents coming in from society that made an effort to try to teach those of us who were incarcerated how to become authors. But what I saw they weren't doing was they wasn't willing to assist with publishing or being a literary agent or getting my book outside. So I had to, from that point, aspire to find me a literary agent in society, find someone that could publish books and things of that nature.
Wow, that's amazing. And I didn't know that there were agents who did that, who actually went into the prisons and to talk to people about starting careers with writing.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's called Emerald's Writer's Block out of Greenville, South Carolina. It was two white ladies. However, their interest was only just to kind of like promote their own agenda. They had a website where they were posting books that we were supposed to write, and we got no royalties and no sales off of the book. I actually didn't even really own the copyright. And so I just decided that I was going to be a different type of author. I wasn't going to allow them to use me to benefit their own end. I was going to be a publisher and author, and I told them that. And so I started to network from in the prison until I could find someone that could meet my end, who was my agent, Deidre, which you know.
Right. So, okay, so these ladies actually came in. They talked to you about, or talked to you and other prisoners about getting careers in writing or writing a short story or a book, and they would publish the book and they would sell the book, but you wouldn't get any royalties on it?
That's pretty much the gist of it, absolutely.
Wow, so it's good that you saw through that, but you took the skills that they brought in and you were able to make something for yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, Grandma Writing Limited Liability Companies was birthed in that class. I learned about how to write storylines, plots, details, the significance of background, dialogue, everything about an urban novel or about a book. I actually graduated and got the certificate. So, and no other person in this state where they go and teach has done what I've done.
How long was the workshop?
6 months.
Wow, so 6 months of intensive writing training, and you decided to take that and build your own legacy.
Absolutely, most certainly.
Wonderful. Well, I encourage you to continue moving forward, continue doing what you're doing, and building on that talent, because you may have found something that you didn't even know was inside of you.
Actually, I was just talking to my agent, Deidre, a few minutes ago, that I didn't see this. I had no idea when I was incarcerated that I would become a worldwide author or a self-publisher. I didn't have any idea how I was going to adjust to my situation or how I was going to come out of it. This was something that was unbeknownst to me. So I have to give praise to the Creator, Yahweh. And even now, with all the things I'm aspiring to do, I'm about to do an interview with D.L. Hughley soon. We got some potential with Steve Harvey. I mean, I'm incarcerated. I have 5 fences around me. So something extraordinary is going on with me. My ambition is rising every day. My hunger for success. So, yeah, I didn't see this coming.
Wonderful. Now, I'm guessing that you're paying it forward now, maybe mentoring some other young men who you can reach out and touch and have them get into writing?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm already publishing other inmates' books that are incarcerated, one in another institution. They should be coming out probably in about 2 months.
That's amazing. That is wonderful. And so how are you able to do all of this from where you are?
Well, it's called determination and ambition. I grew up when I thought this time. This is where I became a man at. This is where I became accountable for my actions and where I saw the opportunity to be successful. I tell people the greatest thing that could have ever happened to me was for me to become incarcerated. However, I know there's the stigma and disdain that most of the people in society have with people that's incarcerated, but I have the opportunity to be a multi-millionaire from prison. I mean, the aspects are there now. So that's how I contributed.
Wonderful. And what's the name of your book?
One is Pimpin' Preacher, which is a book of short stories, and Peepin' Tom. Then the other one is Power of a Woman.
Okay, I'm sorry. So that was Pimpin' Preacher, Peeping Tom, and I'm sorry, what was the third one?
Power of a Woman.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we get back, I would love to hear more about your books and what they're all about. So, so I ask you to stay right where you are. In 2 minutes, we will be right back, and we will continue with this very intriguing interview with author Robert Graham Jr. We'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
What's up, readers and shakers? It's your girl, Rhonda M. Lawson, sending you a personal invite to the Literary Lounge. Tune in to Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the best in literary conversation. Each week, a different author will join us to talk to their most important readers, you. You can also call in to ask your own questions. So don't forget, each Wednesday at 7 p.m., join us in the lounge for Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. See you there.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Y'all know me, this is people person here.
Big homie head.
It's your boy Fred.
This man, the big fan.
Right. Listen, we're your host in the Walls Talking Network's Fan View. Real fans talk, real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Okay, and we are back. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We have been talking with Robert Graham Jr., who is basically a new author, and he has a very interesting situation in which he's in prison right now, but he's actually went through a 6-month workshop where a couple of agents came in. They taught them all about writing structure, and about writing a book. And he took that, instead of writing a story for their gain, he decided to go ahead and start his own publishing company, and has already written and published 3 books, and is starting to publish other prisoners' novels as well. So is that about right, Robert?
Incredible, but yeah, it's the truth.
Okay, that's wonderful. So let's start with Pimpin' Preachers. You said that was a collection of short stories?
Yeah, Pimpin' Preacher is a book of short stories. It also has another story in there called Peepin' Tom.
Okay, and what are the short stories all about pastors in the church?
Yeah, the Pimpin' Preacher, most of my fans held Pimpin' Preacher to be like a Saints and Sinners story. Actually, my fiance got a communication line set up with, I think, Ken Tunney, the promoter, movie producer, and actually a comedian, and maybe a movie coming out of this. They're saying it's like the next Saints and Sinners. If you ever seen the Saints and Sinners, have you seen that series?
Yes.
Well, actually, my book was out before Saints and Sinners started to air, so they can't say I pressurized the copy. But Pastor Keesley and Pimpin' Preacher and Rollo actually stories out of Atlanta. He started out actually by the cloth and a crooked deacon 10 years back. Then Rollo was selling drugs out of the church and sleeping with a lot of the women and got them pregnant, and he ran him off. And so some time went by where he actually got in trouble because of crooked type filers and stuff, and the IRS had a $10 million debt for him, and they were seizing his property. So Rollo comes back in an effort to befriend him, so that he could start the same stuff. And so actually Patterson ends up, being a Pimpin' Preacher. He cons and blackmails him, and he starts to do the same thing, sleeping with women in the church, a prostitute in the story. That was a Holly Berry lookalike. They drugged him up and got him on heroin, so now Patter's addicted to drugs, and he's losing his focus, and he starts to really serve two masters.
There's a lot going on in that story.
Yeah, it's a page turner. It'll keep you on the end of your seat. Everybody that reads it, they are actually constantly texting my agent when it's series 2 and 3 coming out, when is the rest of Pimpin' Preacher coming out, because all I did really with Pimpin' Preacher 1 was I just set the format and the foundation. It's a 7-series story. I seek to get a movie. I'm going to get a movie with this. I always wanted to be in a movie or write something that could produce a movie. Even before I ever knew I was going to be an author, I was infatuated with movies. Tyler Perry, Spike Lee, and Steve Harvey, and all these people were homeless. And if they can do it, I can do it. They're kind of my role model.
And that's the way to do it. Look at people's success stories. A lot of people look at where these people are now. They look at Steve Harvey having 5 or 6 jobs. But if you read his book, he tells you why he wound up getting that many jobs. He actually got that many jobs to correct a mistake that he had made earlier in his career. And then it just wound up being successful for him. And so he wound up keeping all of those jobs. But I think those are the people that we should look into. That doesn't mean that we like everything that they say or do all the time, but we can look at their success stories and learn from them. And that sounds like that's what you did.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So now let's talk about your second book.
Peepin' Tom actually is a creature that comes from another planet, and he studied humanity for thousands of years. He always was inspired with humans, and he wanted to become human. And so he actually is kind of like a biochemical type creature. He has supernatural powers. He was actually able to get into the human form to be born into the earth. He appears to be human. He can change appearances. He can walk through walls. He is called Houdini. And in this story, Peepin' Tom has actually seduced 12 of the most sophisticated women in the earth from all walks of life. And some of them are not sure if they consented to his ebb or if, in fact, they were taken advantage of because he's elusive. He has illusional powers. He has the power of persuasion. I mean, he's a sapphire. I wrote this story because I also wanted to appeal to the white community. I was watching Superman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man and all these things, and I see how the world was attracted to superpowers and mystery and stuff of that effect. So, he's caused quite a stir all over the United States. Peepin' Tom is moving around a lot. You got one woman on the run right now in Los Angeles and Florida, and so he's that type of character for people who like, mystery novels, sapphire, suspense, and stuff of that nature.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that sounds interesting. I mean, that's kind of a street fiction / science fiction.
Yeah, absolutely. I aspire to, again, bring another type of urban novel ebb to the industry. And being a black man, African American, obviously, to write something of that effect, most of my readers ask me, how in the world did you get your mind to wrap around writing something of that nature? Because it really actually appeals to the white society because they're more, you see Ticketmaster and box office. Most people of Caucasians and stuff of that nature, they appeal to that. So I was inspired to do it, you know, and I may even get a movie deal out of that because, like I said, right now I'm really promoting and networking and inspiring also to get my books into the genre where I can grab hold to a movie or something on Amazon or something.
Well, I tell you one thing, you do not lack confidence. You are a very confident man. I love it.
Well, I appreciate it. I've been told that a lot. I have to give credit to my creator because actually I'm, you know, only man in this state of South Carolina that is doing this with small sentences or no sentence. I don't understand it. I just have to give credit to the creator. I mean, because it seems like no one else around me is really aspiring to reach out and to be great. I really aspire to really rewrite history. And my books are giving me a face. They're putting a face to Robert Graham Jr. and his author and self-publisher and doing platforms and radio interviews such as, you know, this with you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Now, let's talk about that third book.
Power of a Woman. Actually, I wrote that book about my agent, Deidre, who I call Sacred. It's about a woman who actually saved a man's life, who was me, who met me in a predicament like this, who saw my talent and my gift and was not disdainful or stereotypical. She believed in me. She told me she would support me and stand by me. And I was always, most of my life, a womanizer. I'll be honest with you, because I pretty much never really was committed to no woman, even being married twice. And so meeting Deidre, I saw a different type of woman. I saw a woman of honor, integrity, respect, and ebb and overture. And I was floored and taken aback by her. So Power of a Woman is a book that is explaining to a woman her worth and her value, and also an effort to help men see women the way they're supposed to be seen. To honor and respect women, that women are still virtuous. I call her sacred because she has all of the qualities that all women are supposed to have. She's very respectful, very professional, very honorable, very shy. And I'm not used to that. I'm from the street. So being from the street, you know what that means.
I got you. So where can your readers find your books? I mean, I'm sure after this interview you're going to have some new readers. So tell people where they can find you.
Power Woman is in all major stores. Actually, Kindle, Barnes & Noble's online. Power Woman can be found on Amazon.com. Also iTunes. And so...
So you have it on ebook as well as audiobook, or is it just ebook?
It's ebooks right now. We're in the process of doing the audiobook. But they can be found through softback and hardback copy. And also on the Kindle, there's a download on the Kindle app as well.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to confirm what you said. So you said right now it's only on ebook?
No. Amazon Power Woman is on Kindle, by Amazon.com, iTunes, and Barnes & Noble's online.
Okay, so people can get a physical copy of it as well as an electronic copy.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, and is that correct of all three of the books?
Pimpin' Preacher right now, we're just on Kindle and Amazon.
Okay. As an ebook?
As an ebook, or you can get it also hard copy or soft copy.
Okay, and
also those who have smartphones, Android phones, they accounts with those type of Apple, those books pop up on their phones. Want to throw that in as well.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like if somebody wants to find your book, they don't have to look hard to find it. I mean, if it's with Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and so forth, they should be able to find it.
That's my objective, hopefully.
All right, how much longer do you have in jail? Are you going to be able to get out and so you can do book signings?
Absolutely. To be honest with you, it's been requested for me to be pardoned from my sentence. Actually, pardon papers and stuff of that nature. I got a pardon here and coming up next year.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank God for that.
Yeah, I got the attention of the governor and the director of the South Carolina Department of Corrections. Actually, he was here last week, and I spoke with him. And I set out from day one. When I thought this time, I made it up in my heart that this is where I was going to become successful. I told my family this. I told them I didn't understand it. I said, but it's from this place that I'm going to be great. Before I even got in the prison system, I was given life without parole, and I chose to see it as an opportunity to be great rather than to look at it for what it was suggested to be. So,
and you're on the right track.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. So that's pretty much what inspired me to be where I'm at right now. Also to get out, and to rewrite history, to change the stigma about the black man, about our behaviors. I've got a biography coming out soon. It's most telling. It's real teary-eyed, about us as black men and our roles and how we failed and dropped the ball. So I got a lot to say. I'll be seeing me a lot in the days to come in society and social media.
Okay, well, on that note, what's new for you? Are you going to have a new book coming out pretty soon, or are you going to concentrate on publishing other people's books?
Well, we're getting ready to release these last 2 clients' books. I just told my agent we won't publish any more books in prison. We got 14 more books of mine that are en route to be published next year. Some of them should be in the store this year, which is Home Invasion, Chantel the Dyke, Who Will Survive Gangster, and the series, the sequels behind the ones that I've already published. I want them all in the store next year, so we won't be publishing anyone else's books until she gets all of mine in the store.
Okay, I hear you. Now, what about the young man whose book you helped to publish already? Is his book already out?
We've got his book cover already done. I just spoke with Deidre a few minutes ago. She's working on one of the clients' book, which is Frank Nitty at Turbeville. And we have a typist in Atlanta that's working on Louis Ferguson's book. And so we aspire, hopefully, to get both of those in the store this year.
All right. I love a man with a plan, and you definitely have a plan. So I congratulate you on all you've been able to accomplish so far.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate your interest in me, my company, my book, and all I aspire to do is an honor. Whatever I did to come into your path, I hope I continue to have that success.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, we did all that talking. What is the actual name of your company?
Graham R. Writing Limit Liability Company. It's state registered.
Yes, I absolutely love the name of your company, Grammar, a take on grammar. I think that's excellent.
Yeah, she and I came up with that together. I wanted something that would carry on even after my passing for my kids, obviously, and also in terms of economic development and infrastructure. When you're in a place like this, it's said that you can't be nothing that's over for you. So I plan to put my name and face all over the world. People always got something to say. I want them to talk now.
There you go. And I really do hope that Robert's story can be an inspiration to many people who might be listening right now. Many times we feel like because we're in a certain situation or certain things have happened in our lives that we can't do better, that our lives are basically set. But this is a perfect example of how you can take any situation and make it a better situation, make it work for you. So he's been in jail for 20 years, and instead of just getting out and saying, okay, I'm nothing else is going to happen to me. My life is over. He went ahead and started a new life and already has a career. So when he's able to get out of prison, he can move forward with this new career, and he's getting started with it now. So I encourage, if you're watching this right now and you may be going through a certain situation and you may think that this is all life has to offer, I encourage you to think about this young man, Robert Graham Jr., and what he's been able to accomplish, and then know that you may be able to accomplish maybe even greater things. All you have to do is put your mind to it, work toward it, and stay open to learning. And I see that's what Robert did, and he's been able to do very well with it. So I congratulate him, and I encourage you. So that's all we have for right now. We're going to come back, and when we get back, we are going to have another author who's going to tell you just another exciting story about what she's been able to accomplish as well. So, Robert, thank you very much for joining us today, and I wish you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you so very much, Ron.
Have a great one.
All right, bye-bye.
Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there.
A member of Bedside Baptist? Well, now you can join Bethesda House of Prayer every Sunday for our live broadcast. It starts at approximately 9:45 every Sunday morning. Just go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com and click play. We can't wait for you to join us from your home. And don't forget, if you want to join us live and in person, service starts for 9 a.m. and we are located at 7601 West Lake Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 70072, Suite C.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready, because the conversation will be hot, and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app, available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
My little theme music just makes me want to just move, do a little salsa or something. But it's time to get back into the literary talk, and I hope you all enjoyed that last interview with Robert Graham Jr. Keep in mind that this man has accomplished all as he's accomplished while in prison. So, I mean, that's just an amazing testimony of itself. But now we're just going to turn it just a little bit, and we're going to, actually a whole lot, I guess. We're going to talk to a whole different type of author. She's also a fiction author, and she was educated right here in New Orleans, Louisiana, so that means that she has got to be a great person. So right now we're going to bring in Miss Gerri D. How you doing, Gerri?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. It's so good to see. I mean, a lot of times I don't really get to see a lot of the authors until we do the interview. So we've been communicating a lot over email, but it's just really good to actually finally get to put a face with a name.
I've been bugging you every day.
I'm not mad at that. I am not mad. It shows that you're ready. So let's talk about this now. I know you went to Xavier University in New Orleans, but my question actually was, I think I'm shrinking. Let me see. There we go. All right. My question actually was, how soon after you graduated from Xavier did you decide to get into writing fiction?
Oh, you're going to make me tell my age. Okay.
No, you don't have to tell your age. You could have graduated last week. I don't know. You're just really good at writing.
I graduated in 2012, so I decided I got my book published this year. So it's 5 years.
Okay, 5 years. See, you acting like you graduated from college like 20 years ago. Stop that.
It's close. It's almost there.
So what made you decide to get into fiction?
I've always wanted to write when I was younger, but I never, like, what am I going to write about? I know I wanted to write, but I never know what I was going to write about. And then kind of after college graduation, like I got into reading urban fiction a lot on a Kindle.
Yes.
So I read so many stories, and I said, I think I could do this too. So that's what I did. I did it too.
Well, now, did you ever have an interest in writing prior to this?
I did when I was younger, like in elementary. I say about the second grade or so. I would take loose leaf paper and construction paper and make me a book. And all I would put is, my name is Jasmine Geraldine Jonathan. That's all I had.
Well, you know, that could be the means to a great book, depending on where you go with that.
Right.
So what do you do when you're not writing?
Reading or watching TV mostly. But when I get a writer's block, I like to read, so it can unblock the writer's block.
Well, now you said that you wrote urban fiction, or excuse me, you were reading urban fiction. But what type was it? Were we talking erotica? Are we talking street fiction? Are we talking contemporary fiction?
It was street fiction and erotica.
Okay. And so, what kind of book would you say your book is?
I would say, some people tell me it's erotic, but it's romance, I guess you could say.
Well, you know, romance has a little bit of eroticism to it, I would think. I mean, people thought that my first book was an erotica book. No, I just had real people in real situations who had certain experiences.
Yes. So we in the same category.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, you know what? Before we go on, there is a young lady who is on the line who really wants to talk with you. So we're going to bring her in. No. We're not going to bring her in just yet. I'm getting a note from my producer.
Okay.
She'll come in a minute, I think. So we're just going to continue our conversation.
Okay.
Oh, okay. She just wants to hear. Okay. So there's a young lady who's on the phone, but she just wants to hear the interview.
Okay. I think I know who that young lady is.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're just going to let her listen in on the interview. So she might decide she wants to say something a little bit later. And if you are listening, young lady on the phone, if you want to jump in and ask a question, all you have to do is just give us the signal and we will bring you in. All right, but you do have some fans who popped in on Facebook. People are saying, go Gerri D. They're saying you're leading by example. So it sounds like in these 5 years, you have really affected some people.
I see. It's all too much. It's too much.
It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It is.
But now, there are some people who have been in the game for a while and may not have this following, this loyal base that you have. What is your secret to that? I mean, is it doing book signings? Is it just communicating through social media? What is it that got you such a loyal fan base?
I would have to say probably just because I'm a good person in general. So
okay, all right, and you're not shy, and
I have a loving support system. So I have, we have people that love you and surround. That's how I get the support. So I put it out there, then they share, and they. I have friends that just sometimes like just beat people up and say, "You need to get this book. Get my friend book. She wrote this book. You need to get it. You need to read it." And I guess that's how people are hearing about me.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, when you have good friends, I remember the very first book signing that I ever did. I mean, a lot of people may not remember this store, and I really hope that the owner is listening in somewhere. Somebody can tell her about it. But my very first book signing was at a bookstore called Afro-American Bookstop. It was right here in New Orleans. We only had 2 African-American bookstores in New Orleans. We had Community Book Center, which is still around, and we had Afro-American Bookstop. And this particular location was in what we used to call the Plaza. It was a big mall out in New Orleans East, and we called it the Plaza. And Michelle, who was the owner, was very, very supportive of authors. If you were coming into New Orleans and you wanted to do a book signing, all you had to do was let Michelle know. And Vera over at Community Book Center is the same way. So she had not heard of me because I was a brand new author. And not only was I a brand new author, but I actually was living in Egypt when the book was published. So she didn't know who I was, but she still gave me that opportunity. And I had friends who came with me. And I'll never forget it. I had my friend Dana. We've been friends since we were in elementary school. And I'm not going to tell you what year that was. but I had my friend Dana. I had my sister Renee. And I think even my mom was around. Everybody grabbed the book and was walking around the mall telling everybody to come and support me as a new author. And that meant a lot to me. And even now, even if I do a book signing, my sister will still tell all her friends. One day I did a book signing in Community Book Center, and she brought basically everybody she worked with to come to my book signing. And so when you have supportive people like that in your life who see what you're trying to do, they see your vision and they support that vision. That's a blessing. So kudos to your fan base out there.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the book. What's wrong? You all right?
No, my mama was telling me. She was saying, you just tell her about your upcoming book signing. So so before I get into the book, I will be having a book signing on December the 1st. It's a birthday party / book signing. I'm turning 28 on the 28th of November. Okay. And I was born on a Tuesday, and my birthday is on a Tuesday this year. And I said, that's a lot going on. We have to celebrate. Yes. So I'm having a birthday party / book signing here in my hometown in Lancaster, Texas. And so she wanted me to put that out there.
Okay, well, since you've put it out there, you need to let us know where it is, what time it is, because you never know who in Lancaster, Texas might be listening. And apparently there's a lot because they're blowing up my Facebook.
Okay. The address is 100 North Henry Street in Lancaster, Texas. The zip code is 75134. And the time is 7 p.m. to 12 midnight.
Oh, so that's a party.
Oh, yeah. It's a party.
Come on,
but I need to do somebody's books, too.
Hey, you're going to do your thing. So what's going to happen at this party? I know you're going to have books there because you just said that, but what else is going on?
We're just celebrating the life of Jasmine. That's it. We're going to have a real good time. It's going to be food. It's going to be drinks. And we're just going to have a good time.
I might have to come out to Lancaster myself, girl.
Come on, Sarah. Come on. Let's
That's what I'm talking about.
I could play candy and we can get out there.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, see, for those of y'all who didn't catch that, yes, I'm going to call her Gerri D because that's her pen name, but Gerri D is a lovely lady of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, proud member, right?
Yes, undeniably proud.
Oh, Jaleesa said it's going to be books and a turn up.
It is.
Yes.
Tell them again, Jaleesa.
Okay, and Beth Marie just typed the address in, so those who might have missed you saying it, it's on the Facebook now, so that means it's out there. It's official. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. You have a very loyal fan base, and I think it's awesome.
They are. I love them so much. It's overwhelming. I just love them so much.
Beautiful. So we're actually going to take a quick little break, and when we get back, I really would love to get into the books, talk about what you're doing, because it's not just one book. You have a lot going on here, and I really want to hear about all of this. So everybody just hang right in there. We will be right back, and we're going to talk about Miss Gerri D's books and what she has going on. So stay right there.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
What's up, readers and shakers? It's your girl, Rhonda M. Lawson, sending you a personal invite to the Literary Lounge. Tune in to Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the best in literary conversation. Each week, a different author will join us to talk to their most important readers, you. You can also call in to ask your own questions. So don't forget, each Wednesday at 7 p.m., join us in the lounge for Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. See you there.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
There's soul food, and then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. You know, the kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the Kona, Chalmers and Frenchman Street in the Marinade.
We are back, and I am telling you, this Facebook is blowing up. I mean, if you don't have 1 million people at your book signing on December 1st, something's wrong. Y'all better come out and support this lady.
You have a problem.
All right, so tell me, let's try to go in order here. Tell me about the first book.
The first book is I Deserve Him, and it's a book about, it's a group of teenage kids. They're in their senior year in high school. Is the main character, Kenya. She's she has a boyfriend that she's been with for a long time, and she has a best friend. And best friend and boyfriend, you know, they get to messing around behind Kenya's back. So that's what it's about. It's the struggle between, like, you think you deserve them and I deserve them. And part two is a continuous trying to move on with her life. She's trying to leave them in the past. Her boyfriend, Aaron, still wants to get with her, but she's moving on with her life. And she gets a new man that she thinks that's better, but he's just as bad. Mm-hmm. And the young girl, she's just so trouble. She's trouble. She's a trouble spirit.
Okay, I got a question that just came in. Keith would like to know what inspired I Deserve Him. 1 and 2. Okay, that last part was mine.
Okay. So what is him? I had a boyfriend in high school, and I had a best friend, and they started talking behind my back. So I thought that story was interesting enough. I was like, I could write a book about that. So that's where the inspiration came from. There's a lot of twists and turns in the book that did not actually happen, but that's where it came from. I Deserve Him Too came from because my publisher said this can be, in order to have a standalone, which is one book, you have to have 80,000 words. I'm like, this was it. I only want to write one book in my lifetime. Because if anybody who knows me, they know I always talk about my obituary. So every time I do something, I say, add it to the obituary. So when I got my bachelor's, added to my obituary. When I became a Zeta, added to my obituary. Eastern Star, added to the obituary. When I got my master's, added to the obituary. So when I wrote this book, add that to the obituary. And that was supposed to be it. It wasn't supposed to be I Deserve Him Too and Thick as Thieves. And then I'm writing 2 more books at the time. It was only supposed to be one. So I guess I had limited myself and my abilities because I said, I cannot write another book. I have to write a part 2 to the book. There's no way I can do that. And I did. How? I don't know, but it came from somewhere and people loved it. I originally wanted to just put out a book to say I did it, to put it in an obituary. But people actually, like the feedback that I get, they are really saying that they like the book. And I'm saying, you just saying that because you're my friend. You don't want to hurt my feelings. But when I see names in the reviews of people that I do not know,
yes.
I say, oh, people really do think this book is good.
That's when you really feel like you've made it. When people you do not know take the time to post a review, tell somebody about your book. Uh-oh. Are you still there? Okay, I think there's an issue, but we're going to keep on talking.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. You're back. So we did get another question from Maya J. She asked, when did you know you wanted to become an author?
When did I know? It was just something I just tried. I was working at this job. I was a temp. And I was bored at my desk. And I said, I'm about to start writing this. I'm about to write a book. And I just started writing and it just started flowing and flowing. So I could say as a young child, I always wanted to be a writer, but never knew what to write about. It wasn't until I was sitting at my desk, bored at this job, and said, I'm about to start writing a book. And that's what I did. And I had to put it on pause because in between I started working on my master's. Then I became a teacher, and then I was getting married. So the book was on hold. And then last Christmas break, so that was December 2016, I said, I got to get this book in my obituary. So let me get to writing. And I finished it. And I sent it in to a publisher, husband. I said, I hope. I said, what if they tell me no? Like I shouldn't have sent it. He said, don't worry about it. They're gonna like it, even though he never read the book and still haven't read the book. I hope he's listening and he's visiting in Baton Rouge. I hope he's listening. Y'all need to get on him about not reading his wife's book. Anyway, he said send it in, and I did, and I got a response, and that's how I started.
All right. Well, you never know what you can do until you do it sometimes.
Right. You never know.
Well, Keith just said that he doesn't know you, but he knows this book and that you need number 3.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you so much. I'm so touched. Thank you.
Yes. But now you don't have a number 3, but you do have another book.
Yes, I do have a third book, Thick as Thieves. Okay, their book is about 6 friends. And these 6 friends, they all have, their lives are a mess. They all have drama going on in their lives, but they are a cohesive unit. And then they get into a little altercation, and the group divides and they take sides. And it's going to be a part 2 to that as well. The characters haven't spoken to me yet. I don't know what to write on the pages, but it's coming. It's coming soon enough.
I love it when authors say that the characters haven't spoken to them.
They sleep. I've been trying to wake them up for a couple of days, but I just can't get it together. I would have. I did read a review about the book because 5 of the friends' names start with a K. One of the names start with a J. That's because in my real life, it was a group of 6 of us, and everybody's name started with a K except mine. My real name is Jasmine. So that's when they said the story was hard to keep up with because everybody's name started with a K. I was like, well, that was real life though. So
it's amazing what readers notice in the book.
Mm-hmm. But that was real life though. It was real life. And so what put Thick as Thieves 2 on pause was because I had another story brewing in me that I had to get out. I was recently terminated from a position. And it had set a fire inside of me. So I had to put Thick as Thieves 2 on hold and write on this other book. And that should be coming out pretty soon.
Okay, what's the name of that one?
We've been working on the title, but I'm thinking the final title of the name is going to be Paying His Debts. And it's going to be about a preacher, a minister, who is also a superintendent of a school. He his vision was to help the Black community, but his vision became blurred when he started and having a school. It's money in this, so his money and his power had blurred his vision. He started becoming and he just thinks that he's untouchable till at the end it all comes crumbling down on him. So that's my latest book.
Well, somebody says that the book should be called Gateway to Hell. That was Christina.
The book should that's because Christina, that's my friend. That was going to be the title of the book, but so I would not possibly get sued for the content in the book. We changed the name of it.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is a lot. And you've been an author for how many years? 5, you said?
No, this is my first book came out this year, May 5th, 2017.
You've written 3 books since May?
Yes, I'm working hard out here.
I see.
I'm working so hard.
That is amazing.
I've written 4 books. I'm just waiting on the 4th one to drop. I'm working hard out here.
Now, how do you find time to do all of this?
It just came to me. Well, that book 4, since I was unemployed, I had plenty of time. But I don't know. It just started coming out of me.
That
I don't
awesome.
know where.
Yeah, you have really been working hard in these streets.
I have. I'm the writer Cardi B. They need to get like me.
You got some bloody shoes though.
Yeah, I can paint them bloody.
Oh, girl, I'm not mad at you. I am not mad at you. But you know what? The crazy thing is we only have 2 minutes left in the show.
Oh.
What in the world happened?
I don't know. That's good conversation.
Yes, I love good conversation. I really need you to come back to the show one of these days. In fact, I think that you should make a trip over to New Orleans since you are a New Orleans educated woman and be a part of the Black History Month Literary Weekend in February.
Okay. I will do that.
And I'm asking in front of all you people too.
Information.
Yeah, I'll send you the information, but we are definitely looking for authors. And that's a great segue because I was going to let the audience know that to save the date, February 23rd and 24th, we will be holding the 2nd annual New Orleans Black History Month Literary Weekend. And that weekend will include a free writer's workshop. We will visit a school in the city and talk to some of the kids out there. We're going to have a literary jazz brunch, and during that brunch, we're going to have live music. We're going to have a gourmet meal. We are going to have 2 guest speakers, and we are going to have an essay contest, and the essay winners are going to read their essays at the luncheon, and they are going to receive $100 cash as well as other things. And then to top off the entire weekend, my very first novel was Cheating in the Next Room. It was released in 2004. And it is now going to be a stage play. So we are going to have the world premiere of Cheating in the Next Room, the stage play, on February 24th. And that is going to round out the entire weekend. So this is a weekend that you definitely want to be involved with.
Oh, yes, I'm going to have to come down there.
Please do.
I need me some Cajuns too, so I'm coming.
Maya says she never been to NOLA, so she needs you to take her with you.
Come on, girl, let's go.
And Keith wants you to stop at Fort Polk on the way so he can give you a tour of the base.
Okay.
And Keith is a stand-up dude. If he says it, he means it. He'll give you a tour of Fort Polk if you pass through.
Okay.
In fact, I might have to go with you.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do it.
I think you got a bunch of people talking about road trip. They want to come too. You might have to get a van, maybe do a bus or something.
The only way we can go on this road trip is if you come to this book signing on the 1st. Then it's when you can get in the car for the road trip.
Y'all heard that? So how far is Lancaster from New Orleans?
It is 8 hours away. I used to take that 8-hour drive religiously.
When you were at Xavier going back home?
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to do what you got to do. But I do want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been a really fun interview, and it's been fun just to watch all of the comments coming in. You have such a great support system. Your books sound amazing. I cannot wait to jump into them. I'm going to have to get my copy very soon, and I hope to see you in February.
I hope to see you as well, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, you're totally welcome. And you know what? Forget February. I think I might have to come out to that December 1st birthday party / book signing.
Yes.
Watch, don't be surprised when I show up to, oh, I thought she was just talking.
I won't be.
All right. So that is all we have for tonight. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Like I said, this has been an amazing night. First, Robert Graham Jr., who actually conducted this entire interview from prison, which was incredible in and of itself. And then we had the great Gerri D, who joined us right after that interview. And she just gave us such a lively interview, talked about what she has going on. So if you are in Lancaster, Texas, make sure that you go out and support her book signing, because this woman is the truth. And she has the personality that shows that she's approachable. And that means that if she's approachable, you're going to like her. And when you like her, you really want to support her books. So come on out and support her. And then speaking of supporting, if you are in the New Orleans area, if you are in the military or affiliated with the military, then come out to Belle Chase Naval Base on Saturday. Between 9 and 2 o'clock, we will be having a bake sale to support Miss Beautiful Lawson, who will be competing in the National All-American Miss Teen Pageant in Anaheim, California. She's doing a bake sale to help raise some of her costs, and she would love for you to be there and help support her. If you cannot support her in that way and you would like to make a donation or at least just send her a hello, then you can contact us right here at Meet the World Image Solutions, and we can assist you with that. And then we do have our flyer just to show you once again to save the date for the Black History Month Literary Weekend. These are the guest speakers that we have. We have Will Kayson, who's a motivational speaker, who'll be coming in from California. We have Miss Francesca Felder, who is the CEO of Swagger Magazine. We have Felicia Young, who is the CEO of Higher Minds of Education, she's going to have some awesome information for the kids who are looking for scholarships and educational assistance. And then we have Miss Rose Bratcher, Miss Rose Inyo Bratcher, my sorority sister, love her to life. She is New Orleans' first African American female Zen monk in the city of New Orleans. So she has an amazing story that she's looking to share as well. So more information to follow, but if you are an author in Louisiana, or if you know people in Louisiana, come out and be a part of this event. We really want to see you there. So contact us at info@mtwimagesolutions.com if you would like more information on the Black History Month Literary Weekend. So that is all we have. And we really hope to see you next week when we have another amazing show. So stick with us. There's some great things happening with Meet the World Image Solutions, some wonderful things happening with Horizons, and I want you to be a part of it. So that's all we have. You all have a wonderful night. Have a blessed weekend. God bless you.
You say, that's why we didn't even tell them where to get the book to.
Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there.